Perception. It's been the downfall of more than one lost soul. In fact, there were an egghead philosopher who once said, if you feel something tugging on your coattails, that's perception fucking with you, trying to take you somewheres that you shouldn't be. So you'd best turn around and head in the other direction, 'cause nothing ever good came out of perception. And I guess that was the case of two pretty young Scandinavian girls who thought that the world were a great big blue marble, but that was perception, and it led them astray into the abyss.
Dear friends, I'm going to Morocco in December. Any of you guys who's are around, by then, any mountain friends who know something about mountains too
On December 17th, a video was posted to all 470 contacts of 24-year-old Louisa Jesperson on her Facebook account, Twitter, and Instagram. When the contents were received and opened, what they saw was Jesperson lying face down, semi-naked, with her hands tied behind her back, and three men standing over her. Then one of the men bends down and reaches the knife under her neck and starts in a sawing motion, cutting her throat. Louisa starts screaming and cries out more, the Danish word for mother, and as she's bleeding out and attempts to turn over, her head is stood on and cut off, where it is then tossed to the ground, and one of the men spit on it, and a voice can be heard saying, "It's Allah's will." The reaction of her friends, family, and acquaintances who saw the video were confusion, fear, and horror. The girl, who was described by her mother as warm and engaging, were not cold and no more. They were a casual acquaintance who first called police and told them that she'd just seen her classmate executed. And when they asked her where it happened, she told them Facebook.
قبل أيام في جبال أطلس الشهيرة.
24-year-old Louisa Jesperson from Denmark had a 28-year-old best friend, Maren Olin from Norway. Had gone to university together, had arrived in Morocco on December 9th for a month-long vacation. After spending 6 days being tourists in the city center, they headed to a small village 6 miles from the outskirts of the city. They were at this stage of the trip that investigators figure the girls were already being hunted. And with each one of their Facebook postings, the hunters were moving closer to their prey. Here were 2 French male hikers that found the girls' bodies lying a short distance from their tent. They were semi-naked. Both appeared to have been raped, and their heads were cut off. The hikers, in shock, were reported to have run down the hill, screaming at other tourists and climbers to turn back, because something horrible had happened. It was precisely at this time that the video of Louisa Jesperson getting her head cut off had gone viral. And although the posting had over 500,000 likes and were trending on social media platforms and clearly shows a young woman getting her head cut off, every mainstream media outlet reported that the girls had received neck injuries.
There are reports that the women had stab wounds to their necks,
which is the equivalent of calling 9/11 an office fire. Mary Nolan's mother were the first to speak to the media, paying tribute to her daughter and best friend, saying the girls took every precaution before leaving on their trip to ensure their safety. The university teacher agreed, saying they were well prepared and went to an area where they could travel safely. But as Norwegian police confirmed the authenticity of the posted videos and figured they were posted by the very men that had raped and killed the two young women, a lot of people were questioning if the mother's statement were entirely true, if not naive. Two pretty young blonde women traveling alone in remote areas of an Islamic country. Some would say it were a recipe for disaster, a Moroccan recipe. But it was when Louisa Jesperson's mother stepped forward and told a Danish television station that she'd warned her daughter about going to an Islamic country and that she didn't feel it was safe for young women. It seems like she was saying what a lot of people on social media were thinking. With 10% of the country's national income based on tourism, Moroccan officials were quick to act, and only a day after the murders, they held a press conference announcing that they'd studied CCTV footage from the popular tourist location and found images of three men pitching their tent just uphill from the two girls on the night of the murder and hastily leaving in the morning. But that one of the men had left his ID behind, and with further investigation, he was linked to three other suspects who had all appeared in a video together swearing their allegiance to ISIS, which was spelling out a motive for the murders, whether people wanted to believe it or not. As the two girls' identities were released to the world, more were coming to light about the young women who were brutally murdered, with both of them having strong views on immigration policies in their country. With Mary Newland posting on a Facebook page what can only be described as a German propaganda film about immigration and not judging people by their looks, where a woman suspiciously watches a Muslim man, and as police arrive, they appeared to be about to arrest the suspicious-looking character. But they pass him and arrest the Western guy, with the woman then realizing how wrong she were for being suspicious of different cultures. And it's a positive sentiment, I guess, if you're into that sort of thing. But you can't help but wonder that if the girls' countries hadn't so vehemently pushed their narrative on the benefits of an open border immigration policy, the two girls may have approached their holiday booking plans with a little more common sense and may have survived their trip. It were a peanut vendor on a bus in downtown Marrakech during rush hour who spotted the three suspects when he noticed one of them were carrying a large knife. He quietly notified the bus driver, who secretly called police who were waiting when the bus arrived at its destination. The suspects, although they changed their appearance, didn't put up a fight and admitted the whole thing, which I'm guessing they didn't have much of a choice in the matter, with all of them carrying long hunting knives and the girls' stolen phones, with footage of them cutting off the girls' heads They just told the cops it were Allah's will for the girls causing mischief. And in the end, there were no winners. 2 young lives lost. And a whole country that depends on tourism dollars gone down the drain.
Come rest your weary head. It's hard giving life to dead. Some things can't be unsaid, but I'll try. Oh, I'll try. Remember when we were young, and the summer was never done. When did winter block out our sun from our sky, from our sky? Don't give up hope, 'cause the river still flows. And I'm coming home, and I'm coming home. It's not over yet, hearts still beating our chests. So don't let go, 'cause I'm coming home. I'm coming home. We used to be free to roam, but we built up these walls of stone, and they can't keep out all our goods. Though we try, though we try. I've got a cannonball, so let's watch all the bullets fall. 'Cause there is no war after all. Just our lives, just our lives. Don't give up hope, 'cause the river still flows. And I'm coming home, and I'm coming home. It's not over yet, hearts still beating our chests. So don't let go, 'cause I'm coming home.
That book says